Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Epic Flail. I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by my good friend Rob, and we've got such a good episode lined up. We're going to be talking about some of the best examples of cheating that were on this absolutely wonderful Reddit thread. It's so good, Rob. There's hundreds and hundreds of comments. I've spent all day sieving through and finding some of the best examples of cheating that possibly exist on that thread, and I've compiled one of our infamous presentations in which we're going to go through them. We're going to rank some of our favourites, and obviously be taking part with all the wonderful members that will be joining us live and taking part in the show. While I've got your attention, please like and subscribe if you enjoy our content. Also consider becoming a member of the channel. Being a member of the channel for 99p means you can take part in the live chats, and for $2.99 you get access to our Discord, where we have a team and we talk about Warhammer, Old World, and just being daft lads, daft normal men all day. So if you enjoy content, please consider becoming a member. Like and subscribe. On the member show, we're going to be talking a bit more about my birthday and some of the lovely messages that people left me and provided me with, and we're going to go into detail of some of the bizarre presents I was given. There was a lot of comments that I was getting around my hair. People thought it was funny to buy me hair dye, which I don't need and I've not used, so we won't be taking any questions or comments around my age or my hair, but I appreciate the intention, my friends. Rob, how are you keeping, mate? Thanks for joining us today, live on the show, me lad.
Yeah, I'm good. You know, been a fun week. What about you?
Oh, yeah, fun week, eh?
Oh, yeah, fun week, you know.
What do you mean is that Cilla Black? It's not Cilla Black. No, it's me, Paul from Epic Flail. Go on, what's so fun about your week then, eh?
I mean, you know, I didn't get to go to LGT. I got to watch it, but I got to play some Blood Bowl, which I think is my favourite game at the minute.
Blood Bowl's a powerful game.
You know, put some gnome core on in the background, attempt not to get everyone killed.
I've written down on our list of things to talk about in the members show, I've just written Blood Bowl, lol.
Yep.
We'll delve into that in there. It's not a perm, no, this is my actual normal hair colour when it's assisted by hair dye. Thanks for joining us, lads. Good to see all of you in the chat. Rob, let's just get straight into some of these absolutely ridiculous stories of people cheating on Reddit. Oh my God. Some of these are chef's kiss style cheating. Honestly, mate, they're superb. And there is a theme though, gentlemen. Okay. There is a theme, and the theme is local gaming clubs.
Oh, okay.
So many of these are kind of like, well, my local gaming club, they've done this. And it did make me think, local gaming clubs are pretty wild sometimes in terms of what people do and what people get away with versus your tournaments. Often when we think about the cheating, we've gone, oh, tournaments and all these things. But actually, I think a lot of people just do it at a local level, Rob. A lot of cheeky monkeys. Do you think we've got any of them at the King and Queen? If you had to keep your eye on a character at the King and Queen, who are you picking and why is it Brandon?
Yeah, I mean, I know Brandon is obviously one with his dice. I was going to say American Liam and cooking the books with those 4+ invulnerable saves. Doesn't he make like 19 out of 18 that he has to make or something?
Yeah, bare min.
You know,
it's a cool.
Average, my entire army shoots at Magnus and does -3 wounds.
Adam says, why is Rob not at your house? Well, you know, we're using the convenience of the internet. It'd be very welcome around here, of course, but it's a trek for the old boy.
Yeah, we have to get out of work and then make it here and eat and everything else. So, you know.
Paul, turn your volume down compared to a bit. Okay, fine.
Maybe I need to just talk louder. Is that the case?
You could talk louder. I could also turn you up as requested as well. There you go, my friends.
But mate, yeah, Adam, it's because I'm lazy more than anything.
The shuffler. Right. Here we go. This is great. This is a classic. At my WCW, again, this will be a local gaming club, right?
Assume so.
Last game in my pod was done. So I went in to check on our top table. The winner there was going to make the winner's bracket. It was a Silvertide mirror matchup. It's a super close game. And on turn 5, one player draws his final 2 secondaries. I go over to look at what cards he's holding, and they are bad. 9 possible to score. As I turn my back to the table to find a seat, I hear the other player say, no, you drew your cards already. Where are they? The initial player pretends he didn't draw cards that turn. I inform a judge at the table what the 2 cards were and that he'd drawn them. The judge finds them at the bottom of his deck. He then changes his story saying he just put them at the bottom for safekeeping, but he was going to take a bio break and after the bio break reveal them. Mate,
What?
doubling down. Don't, if you get caught, just double down. I was just putting them there for safekeeping, mate.
Say on the bottom of your deck. That's a new one. I like it.
This, I think, goes on a lot in the latest form of 40k, doesn't it, with the shuffling? So much so that like I've had a game recently. I don't think it was at the club. I think it was at a GT. And they were like, "Oh, let's do it on the app, just to be sure." I'm like, "Mate, I ain't gonna pull any shuffling moves on you. Don't worry about it. Like, I'm not gonna shuffle and hide and reshuffle. Like, don't worry." But then the app you can cheat worse than the cards, right?
Yeah, we've seen some of that as
whoa,
well.
Whoa, don't say that. I'm worried. I'm worried. No, it's controversial area. Don't say that.
No, I'm full
no
up
comment.
for if you're going to draw cards on secondaries, give them to your opponent and they can draw them, and then But yeah, this one is interesting.
Take some the shuffler. The shuffler takes some balls. Lads in the chat, you ever had a shuffler? Considered being a shuffler? This is powerful as well. I think this is. Oh, hang on. We're gonna rate these, Rob.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna rate them as how good a bit of cheating this is. I think this is kind of fairly. I don't think this is very inventive.
Nah, like he needed a better excuse. Let's be honest. I was going on a bio break. Sorry, this is what are we rating them out of? Like, what is this bottom tier?
A tier, A, B, C, and D. I don't want to get an actual tier rankings thing up because it requires too much.
I'm going solid D tier. No effort. Knew he was game.
If you're going to cheat, this is a really boring way to cheat, and I don't respect people that cheat like this.
Yeah.
However, this is powerful. One guy had wall sections on bases that he put in front of his Marines. When the Marines moved, he moved the walls with them. So they always had cover. He said, and I quote, "The rules don't say you can't do that."
I mean, technically.
That's a belter.
Mate, I love it.
But also, factually true.
Yes. I'm trying to work out how I can stick something on the front of my Cassies to keep them safe, going forward.
I think it's absolutely superb. It's inventive. It embraces the modelling side of the game. Like, if you've gone above and beyond. If you've modelled your own piece of terrain to protect your Marines on, fair play. You've gone above and beyond. And then to point out, how can you argue with this? The rules don't say you can't do it. Nowhere in the rules does it say if you've built the terrain onto the front of your Marine, thereby blocking line of sight. What's to say he's not in cover? The rules don't say you can't build things onto your terrain pieces to block them out.
We get some plastic card, we'll do a whole unit of Marines with just straight up plastic card with a wall on it. You can't see me. And then move up the table.
I think it's superb. It does.
Yep.
The problem with it, the shortcoming here is, if I was playing this guy, I go, "Do you know what, mate? You're absolutely right. Yeah, you've got cover. Yeah. Do you know what? The rules don't say you can't do that." I then pick the unit up and stamp on it and put it back on the table and go, "Oh, they ain't got cover now. They've gone."
Doesn't say.
What are you stamping models for? Up. Rules don't say I can't pick your models up and stamp them into dust, mate. That's good, though, isn't it? That's good. It's an old school one, 25 plus years ago. I imagine that was in the time where 40k, it was a bit looser. A lot of house rules.
Yeah, I don't even know what edition 25 years ago was. But I feel like this is definitely an A tier, mate. This is taking.
It's A tier, big time. I was about to say, was I playing 25 years ago and try and work out how old am I? But we don't want to go there with the chat at this point.
I thought we were not going with the Sans comments.
I was hoping my hair changes to my hair, the hair dye would sort of do the job, but it's a matter of time. Telly says, "This lad feels similar to the chap with the extra tank barrel shooting round corners." Yeah. Like bendy straw to be like.
Can you imagine a Lehman Russ with a bendy straw?
Tim, all right, matey. Look forward to seeing you to Moz. Guy says, "The sands of Wig have ravaged you, Paul." Very true, my friend. I like that. Yeah, this is like the bendy. This is like the bendy. A bendy tank cheat. Although, can I say this? Let me wait up. I can say this. There's a tense chat at the club about models things sticking out and round corners, won't they? It
Oh,
remains.
yeah.
It remains. The rules around like which bit of your model can see what. It remains an area of controversy and things sticking out the sides of buildings and getting line of sight of everything. And even though it's just a tiny little claw.
The fact that you have to get down and have a look to see if the tiny nose of my exocrine can see round the corner at your gut, like what?
Not even self-empty. But what we're saying, chat, I think this is 80. I think this is chef's kiss of cheating. Boy, you look great. You've had a haircut. I have embraced the fact that I'm going grey, and we've gone all in on some Just for Men that someone got me as a joke for my birthday. I thought, well, you're going to buy me? I will put all of it in my hair.
Next time you've got to do the beard as well.
It's not going grey. This is it.
I'm just messing with you.
Get out of here. The cupbearer. This is great. Not that these are all real, by the way. These are all on the Reddit thread. These are such great instances of real life cheating that happens in our very own hobby. These are all real. Not that long ago, at a pretty big tournament, there was an orc player, no surprises there, using a leather dice cup to roll his dice. Also no surprises there. Orcs, I imagine, do use leather dice cups. He went 4-0. He went 4 games, 20-0, and people were wondering who this guy was to beat the top players in the area. It turns out he'd used the dice cup to hold a few dice with 6s up. And when he turned the cup, he just had a lot of 6s. People started to suspect foul play. He had a judge at his table and wasn't allowed to use the dice cup for the final game. And lo and behold, he lost 0-20.
I mean...
He's like a magician with a...
Yeah, I'm thinking, right, you know, they've got 40 dice. How are they're not loaded? They're loading them into the dice cup, and no one's noticing them do it. This one's, let me just place all, like, what?
Yeah, I'm questioning. This is from the thread. And like,
Yeah.
But that, like, orcs as well roll a lot of dice.
Yeah.
Like, they're dice heavy. Maybe you just spent a lot of time just lining them up subtly and secretly where the player couldn't see them. And then you do a shake and just move it onto the dice, like, out of view. Because Luke's a cupbearer, isn't he?
Yeah. But, like, the act of rolling the dice, right? If you're going to got a cup, which is fair play, you know, if you're an orc player, do it because it saves a load of time. If you're going to throw them into a dice tray or on the table, you can't just, like, turn them upside down and plonk it, or... I'm confused, but this one seems...
Because he says not that long ago either. Maybe it would, because there was obviously, I have filtered through an unbelievable amount of examples, by the way. Like, I literally gone through the entire thread. There were so many comments, and there were a lot that dice. This is one of the big ways to cheat, isn't it? Like, dice tinkering is like up there with, you know what I mean, the most common way of cheating, as we've seen for the toilet dice. And there were a lot of examples of people who didn't cheat on all the dice rolls. It was just like key abilities, or say when it was low dice count, and sneaking them in. This still feels like quite a good cheat though, because it requires skill. Like, it's not as dumb as the first one, which is like, I'm just gonna draw cards, look at them, the crap, I'll put them to the bottom of the deck and draw two no one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Basic cheating. That's low level, sort of, I describe as scummy cheating. Do you know what I mean? This is pretty skillful. It
requires a lot of misdirection and some kind of weird hand control, I think.
Beautiful sleight of hand.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
Hand control's fine, Rob. You can go with hand control.
Magic circle shenanigans from the chat.
Fun to play some Space Marine with some of you guys in the chat as well the other night. That was fun. On Charge Around Space Marine 2. If people want to play some Space Marine 2, get on our Discord and come play Space Marine 2. And Helldivers 2. What are we giving this one? I reckon this is B.
Yeah, I was going to go with a B. You know, the technical expertise required makes it just not your normal run-of-the-mill cheat.
Yeah, fair play if you can do that.
I'm still working out in my head if it's possible how. What?
This is the editor. This is good. This is a Crack Attack. Have you not got a Discord? Can someone tell Crack Attack how to get on the Discord, please? The editor. The worst was this guy who happened to be one of my first games back after a long hiatus. Why can I not speak when the word's in front of hiatus?
That's not an easy word. Though,
Is that called dyslexia in action?
Yes.
Dyslexia. I made a post on an LGS page looking for a game, asking for an easy one to learn the rules. Never do that. You always find the player that wants to smash you, don't you?
Yeah.
First time at the club, just looking for an easy game. Someone goes,
Victory at last.
guys, I know what Brandon does with some of his lists to get his win rates up, because he's told me. Anyway, moving on.
Yep.
The guy brings Grey Knights, great faction, and does so many scummy things. One, listen to this, printed out sheets from Battlescribe but edited them to give his units better stats. Everything was a 2-up save and a 2-up ward. He changed it to show smite was written and claimed only Grey Knights have this super smite that went off on a 4 and couldn't be unbound and did 2d6 mortals. Tried to tell me if a unit didn't have obsec, it couldn't hold any objectives. Asked me to, because he's the last, isn't it? Asked me to roll his dice in his tray, and if any of the dice fell out, if there were misses, he made me keep them, but if there were hits, he made me re-roll them opposite for him. He would hide his rolls and claim he rolled really hot, like statistically super hot. On every roll, it just happened to happen every time I couldn't see the dice. Why would you play this guy at this point? Like, he asked for a 1,500 point game, but came with 3k. Get out. Get out.
Like,
If this, get out. I eventually picked up a lot of it and went on to the restroom, and he asked the employee I knew to hang out by the table since he knew the game better than me and to step in if things seemed off. Well, he did that and just went to town on the guy. Basically, it turns out he stalks local pages for new players because new players are the only people who will play him since every other group, my God, every other group has him banned for obvious reasons. That is wild.
like, what?
That is absolutely wild. These people are out there just existing, going to LGSs.
Mate, I'll have to print off Battlescribe and alter the stats. How can you not win with just that alone? You don't need to do the other stuff.
We're gonna try and handle a sensitive subject now.
Okay.
This could go wrong.
Nothing new here, mate.
Nothing new here. Sometimes we come across characters in the community. I'll give you an example. A while ago, I was playing a game, not the game that shan't be mentioned, but another game that probably shouldn't be mentioned, called Magic the Gathering Commander.
All right, yeah.
And there was a guy who was an interesting man. And we got there and we were playing his Commander game and I got paired with it. No one seemed to want to go with this guy. So me and my brother-in-law were like, yeah, come in with us, mate. Play with us, you're fine. Get one more person, they join. We've got our Commander deck. So the first thing you do when you're a loser and play Commander is you start shuffling your cards and get everything ready. So we're all kind of doing that. He just gets his deck out, plonks it down. It's like, let's go. He seemed like a nice guy, but he also had a carer, okay?
Oh, okay.
Looking after him and making sure he didn't get arrested for attacking any gangs of kids that came in. Call back to last episode where someone got arrested fighting a child that came into
I'm sure a few of us would need a carer in that situation.
Yeah. The king and queen is basically one big care hub. And then he drew his 7 cards. Didn't shove his deck. Drew 7 cards. Absolutely perfect. Literally the best hand he could possibly have. And then every card he drew was a perfect card. And he would do this every game. But it was kind of like, oh, okay, fine. Do you know what? Have a bit of fun. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was so cheating so badly, but that was just his thing. You know, it's just what he wanted to do, and people were like fine with it. In this case, maybe something similar, because to do that's so bad, taking 3,000 points in a 1,500, like so bad, Rob.
How is it not obvious when you look at the table? Yeah.
I guess that's why he hunts people, doesn't he? He's like a Dharma.
You get one game in each.
Brandon says, I bet Paul plays white black vampires, a weirdo. That is so annoyingly on point. It's unbelievable.
I don't even know the archetypes anymore. So Zimbo.
So annoyingly on point from Brandon.
Is that your favoured?
Love that white vampire. First, yeah, I'm not going to talk about it. Right. This is, I think there's someone else's story. I don't think this guy's very well.
I'm going, yes. Yeah, I can see that.
It's basically every type of cheating rolled into one, delivered on people that don't deserve it. It's not inventive. It should be criminal. I'm giving this a D.
I was going to say I'm giving it a one-time F because D is just
Whoa.
not acceptable.
This
This
is
should not be allowed.
this is a tyrannob. Our groups,
Okay.
there's a few of these. Our group started in 9th edition together, and one guy played Tyranids. Nothing. That's all sound good so far. There were
Yep.
so many rules and abilities that we often forgot some or had to read up very often. Welcome to 40k. Except for the Nids player, he knew every ability, every data sheet of his units. Me and a friend both lost our first games. We stood no chance. At the third game, we had another friend helping me. He played 40k for 2 years on TTS, Tits as we call it, and he played Tyranids. Basically, everything the Nids player told us about his abilities was wrong. Instead of 2-inch to charge, he said every model has +2 attacks. He shot with melee weapons and vice versa. He moved a lot more than he should because he told us every unit has a 6-inch auto advance. Grey Knights. The other friend, TTS Nids, asked him nicely, maybe you don't understand the words and terms of the rules, and he replied no, but without his modifications, his army felt too weak. He didn't play him anymore after that and lost contact over the years completely.
That's a line. My army doesn't feel strong enough if it feels too weak without my modifications. Zimbo, I have a plan for you. You can make your world ears work. You can add modifications until it doesn't feel weak. What?
There's just something great about the cheating. A lot of the cheat we talked about, the reason I'm enjoying this, a lot of the cheat we talked about so far on the show has been like sort of subtle, cheeky, naughty. This is just like, I'm just going to completely rewrite the rules. I don't care. And when I get caught, I'm going to be like, felt too weak, mate. I'm doing my modifications.
My rules apply. I don't really know what to say, Paul, with this one.
It's good, mate. I might try this against Nick tomorrow.
Yes, he doesn't know Grey Knights. You'll be fine.
I think Grey Knights need to feel no pain. I don't know about you.
4 up. Isn't that standard for everyone?
I'm worried that it's reached a point where people are just going to join and think my hair's absolutely normal. I give this a B. I think it's good.
Yeah.
I like it. Just modify my army, mate.
Bravado.
Modify my army. The big name. The big one that still makes me mad. I was at a GT. It was early 9th. The winner is a guy that's pretty well known in the community as a consistent GT winner. He's been in articles on Goonhammer and interviews in the past. Who could it be? Before I faced him, one of my teammates, let me rewind with a normal brain. Before I faced him, one of his teammates came up to me and my friends during lunch and warned me that, quote, he's going to try and use his Dark Angel biker bolters with double the shots. I've told him before he's wrong, but he's going to try it still. We were flabbergasted hearing that. This was a guy topping the nation and still is to some degree. Who is he? Sure enough, he did it and I called him out on it. I still wish to this day I just let him do it so I could nail him after. But since I stopped him, he didn't get to do it and we kept playing. I lost, but it made me so mad that he must do that kind of thing all the time to people that don't know. He won the GT, and I still see his name pop up on top 4 spots at tournaments. No, I'm not going to name him. I called him out after the tourney, and my friends and I were basically ostracised from the community for even though his own teammates knew he was cheating. I don't want to open that kind of worms again.
I mean,
so we've uncovered something here, Rob.
Yeah, I feel like I may even know who it is, but
say his name. No, don't.
No, we're not allowed to call people out. Right. Someone in chat may have done it for us.
No, actually, listen. This is a week off the controversy, all right, Rob? Okay. You need to. No, I'm joking.
I'm not. I mean, this is an interesting topic for non-controversial, but
yeah, I'm only joking. I'm not bothered. Someone keep typing his name. Callum's on the case. Look, Callum's working it out.
I can understand forgetting, like, you know, you play some 9th and they change the rules, and all of a sudden some bikes that you might have rapid fire that they didn't have before. Someone in the community knows who I'm talking about. But like, this is to be so obvious as your own teammate going up to the people you're playing and saying, sorry, this guy's going to cheat on you. Like, what? Why? For one, why is he your teammate? And 2, surely if it's that obvious, you just get rid of him.
It's wild, isn't it? Why would you not have that conversation with him and be like, if you carry on cheating, we're going to kick you out of the team?
Maybe they just want the team is like, do you know what? This is the only way we get noticed.
or maybe it's a mind game. Maybe it's a setup that what he says, right, listen, before the game, go and tell this lad that I'm gonna cheat, just to make him so annoyed and angry at me that he won't be able to concentrate. Maybe it's like a double mind trick. No, I mean, it'd still be cheating, wouldn't it? It's a weird way to cheat. Telly says, was the author effectively cancelled by his team and the cheater then? It sounds like it, doesn't it? I'm not going to name him. I called him out after the tournament, and my friends and I were ostracised from the community, even though his own teammates knew he was cheating. Hey, listen, this doesn't look good for the upper echelons of the Warhammer 40,000 competitive community. I'm not going to lie, Rob. We've uncovered a real stinker here.
I suspect there might be some video evidence of something from this person as well.
Uh-oh. Adam says, when I go to my first event under the Epic Flail name, I'm going to see how many of these cheats I can do without being caught. We'll have a point system. If you can get an A, you get 20 points. A B's 15, C's 10, D's 5 after we've ranked them.
I want to see if he can do a Tyranoob or whatever it was you called it.
Tyrannob. But I should.
Yeah.
There's a better name, actually, was the modifier.
Oh, yeah.
The modifier. Just like, modified Miami, mate. They're a bit crap. The big name. I quite like the big. Well, do I like the big name? No, I don't think I do, actually. I think this is so despicable. It's not inventive. And I sort of hate the fact it's true.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I sort of hate that that's true. That's just lame that's real.
It's not good for our game, is it?
It's awful for our game. I think I'm going to give it a D.
Cool. I'll join you on the D.
Not normal men. This one is absolutely. Hang on, is this the one that involves prison? No, that's coming up. There's one that is absolutely wild.
Well, no, this one might be.
I probably shouldn't read. Hang on. Oh yeah, no, it is. Yeah. This one's awful. This is the wild one. When I was 14-ish, I played.
I don't want to.
I'm regretting having this one on now.
Yeah.
It's fine. We're going to do it anyway. When I was 14-ish, played at a local club run by two men. One of them is now in prison for messing with a child. Not a good start.
No.
My Necrons versus his Eldar. I mean, I'm not saying anything, but I'm not surprised by the faction choice, okay?
Eldar, yeah. Seems appropriate.
Sorry, Eldar players. Third edition. He asked for my list in advance and tailored his list to be a perfect counter. As he always did this, my friends donated me 2 monoliths and a few different units. Turn up with a new list, win the roll-off. When I drop all 3 monoliths mid-board and tear up most of his turn 3, walks to the bar. Doesn't return to the table till my dad picks me up. And quote, he says, as you have to leave, you forfeit the match and don't continue in the tournament. Oh my God.
What?
Well, there you go.
First of all,
that's how you win. That's how you win,
going
mate.
to prison.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, the second sentence probably wasn't needed in the story, but these are all real life cases from Reddit. So
yeah,
it's their word, Rob. It's their story. It's their
Fair
truth.
enough.
It's their truth. Okay, who are we to judge? It's their truth.
We got to give them their voice.
I give this a D because that's absolutely horrendous. Again, people like this shouldn't exist and be playing 140,000.
I'm going to go C because I just like the fact that everyone chipped in to give him 3 monoliths.
Okay, so there's a nice bit of controversial.
I know this guy's bad. Let's all gang up on him and make him lose.
Here we go. Hide and seek. The hide and seek one. Picture it. Games Workshop store, Milwaukee, 2008. I'm in a bloody late game brawl versus the guy who always plays Chaos. Guy.
Yeah,
he's playing Guy. He's playing our guy.
Why were you in Milwaukee, Guy?
Guy, what were you doing in Milwaukee? It's demons this time, and 5th edition rules mean that only troops can score. Naturally, his bloodletters are a prime candidate for shredding with frag missiles. Like any good long fang, I missile them up. After this unit of Khorns, his last scoring unit, goes poof. It's very... I like this one. He's put a bit of effort in. I figure the game is won. I'm ahead on points. He can't score anymore, and his last hope is to wipe me from the table, which at this point cannot physically be done. Now it's the last turn. So what does a guy who always plays Chaos do? This is great. He moves his soul grinder and finds a lost bloodletter model underneath it. This happens about 24 inches from where the last bloodletter squad dies. Then, ignoring silly things like unit cohesion rules and my increasingly hostile objections, insists that this single bloodletter now constitutes a new scoring unit and moves it onto a nearby objective. According to him, the game ends on a tie. By this time, we've drawn a small crowd. Rules discussion ensues. It's brief and one-sided. A guy who always plays Chaos is booed from the store.
Old man
He's
yells at
booed
Cloud.
from the store, and like a true villain, on the way out, he shakes his fist and yells something about how we haven't seen the last of him and will have his revenge or some shit. He's got a flair for storytelling, this example.
Yeah. Hiding a model underneath. This is why you need to give your soul grinders bases, people.
Mate, it is so strange that soul grinders don't have a base. Or any, it's so odd. It's like a toy. It stops it looking like a model that you would play a game with to just a toy.
Yeah. And you can bend the legs out, right? So you can have any amount of extra movement and width, or put it on a pole on one foot, and it's like what?
That's great. I like the idea that the sort of soul grind, it's like blue tacked up there, and the soul grinder just sort of dumps it out whenever it needs it. I quite like that. Feels like this is some high level cheating, and the sort of yelling of the shaking of the fist and the yelling. I think this might be an A.
Yep, I'm up for it.
Captain Calculus, probably spelt wrongly, but blame my education. Oh man, this unlocked a memory. I had a friend that played Space Wolves back in the late 90s that would do this, like 500 points over 2K. Would constantly catch him doing this, or guys would have more war gear than they could have. He tried to act like it was just a bad math, but he didn't. He did this shit constantly, including at TT games, where his characters would have a bunch more stats than others. Just annoying. That's cool, innit? Just load them up. It's got like all the weapons. Full on cheating.
It does bring back fond memories of War Gear, where you spend hours trying to calculate the thingies. But if every character can have everything they want, they're strong.
Adam says if oh, hang on. There's a few to read it. If Brandon loses this week on stream, he should be booed from your house. I like that.
Yep, I'm up for that.
I like that. Adam says, I've seen the guy on Liam Dempsey's stream. The number 2 guy picks up 2s when he hits on 3s quite a few times. And then his next comment is funny, but I can't read it out. Funny, controversial, and can't read it out. That's Adam's brand. Paul Daniels, back in 8th edition Fantasy, there was this super spell gateway that Zinch wizards could use. Attacks were done at 2d6 strength, but if you rolled an 11 or a 12 for the strength, it just straight deleted the unit into the warp, so it was pretty nuts. Crikey. This one very new guy started attending tournaments with his best mate, who was one of the top players in the country. He started placing very highly, very quickly at major events, and everyone just kind of assumed he was being trained by his mate. It's like, taking all his knowledge, so whatever. But he had a knack of getting the crucial max gateway in games he was struggling. It was talked about, but never happened every game, so whatever, if you just cast it enough, it'll happen. We all supposed he was lucky, and he wasn't good enough to actually win events, just do way better than he really should. Anyway, at one event I was at, he played one of the top players in the country. It was also a cop that dealt with this sort of thing out on the streets. I don't think he did.
What, rolling dice?
What does that person think the police do? That person, this is obviously an American example, that person thinks the police just catch people playing dice games in alleys. Do you know what I mean?
He uses it, he polices Monopoly boards and sorts out fights.
This thing he dealt with on the streets. And he noticed he stopped the game for a couple of minutes to find his gateway dice. Oh, mate, you're getting rumbled here against the cop. I get people sometimes have their dice they use for certain things, but not something anyone would waste that much time on in a tightly timed event. Cop stole the dice after the second of his units got deleted in S11 Gateway, started rolling nothing but 11s. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. That's just full on, I'm going to buy toilet dice and roll them at the table. D.
Not even mixing them in, man. I keep these just for this one spell.
No effort. D class, go away, cheat better. The Veteran. We had a particularly bad time cheat in our area and had been doing it for years. I like this, the Time Lord. Plays incredibly slow when he knows he's winning or going to win, and then speeds up when he knows he's behind. The amount of T3 or even T2 games he gets through is ridiculous for a 10-year vet. Same player is also known to bend a lot of rules and withhold important information. He always manages to smash inexperienced players, but gets pulled up against others, and he's intentionally all over the place all the time, so it's hard to follow what's going on. Last time we played 9th edition, after I deployed my entire army and confirmed with him what he could do and couldn't see, he won the roll-off and proceeded to shoot everything, claiming he could now see them. I packed up and forfeited the game after that. I and many others refuse to play him now, and we warn a new player against him. Get in the bin.
Slow players, man. I hate them.
I might have to take this off.
Is it too hot?
Yeah, I can't hear properly either.
Okay, all right. Quick mid-stream haircut, people. Okay.
It was a wig. It was just a wig. Can you believe it?
No.
Absolutely not. Oh wait, I don't like this. It's another D one. That's just loser cheating. Get in the bin. Go away. Don't be in our community, please.
Yep. D.
The Riddler. The guy played my first game of AOS definitely counts. He answers questions in intentionally ambiguous ways and doesn't correct obvious misunderstandings unless prompted. He arranges his reserves off board in a way that makes it impossible to tell what is actually in play, what's dead, what's riding around in a transport. He may not be breaking the rules, but he's definitely scummy. Another player I know isn't a cheater, he's just a dummy. He assumes rules based on the fiction surrounding 40k and needs to be corrected constantly. He accepts the ruling, but playing against him is exhausting. I don't know if that's a cheater, that's just, what do we call them, a Death Eater? The second one, they just wreck your community.
Yeah. Yes. I just, like, you don't want to have to deal with that as a player, right? You don't want to have to be like...
Robert, it's the last thing you want to deal with. Absolutely awful.
Oh, are we putting this in D tier?
Yeah,
again?
these are uninventive. I want to see some creation. Tyrannod Mark II. 5th edition Tyranid player whom didn't bring the codex and just claimed things happened when they didn't make sense. I finally wised up to him when they scattered their Morlock, emerging into difficult terrain, and said they got to place it wherever they wanted. Turns out the rules said the opponent gets to. Still, I lost and mostly turned away from 40k outside of the super casual until 10th.
This is another F tier. I know I did that for the other Tyranid player, but like making someone leave the hobby, that's just...
Get in the bin.
We're not allowing that.
Get in the bin. Irish Mike. Worst I ever personally dealt with was at an LGS tournament. I think it was back in 6th edition or maybe 7th edition, but I didn't play until the finals. I had the first turn, but when it came for him to seize the initiative, he said, hold on, and dumped his huge dice bag out. He starts rooting around for his lucky dice. And I didn't think anything of it because I know plenty of guys like that. However, he finds it and immediately rolls a 6 to seize. I thought, oh, crap. Now this is going to hurt. But his previous 3 opponents were watching and started commenting how he seized in every one of their games with his lucky dice. What an idiot. At this point, I reached over and snagged the dice from the middle of the table, rolled it 5 times. Every time it was a 6. We called the TO, explained the suspicion. So he rolled it 9, and rolled it 9 out of 10 rolls were 6. The only one that wasn't was when he just barely dropped it. I love so much, a few things about this. I love the fact he's tried to drop it. He's like, no, gives it here. See, it's a 1. We've just rolled it 9 times and it's a 6, mate. He was immediately disqualified and they did a quick point check to replace him with someone else. Last I heard, he still said he didn't cheat. It was luck.
That must be the best string of luck you've ever had. Go buy a lottery ticket.
It's just luck, mate.
Just luck.
Loser. D.
Solid D.
D. Adam L's fight. Let's read out some. We've got some shrapnel coming in from Adam L. The streamer, the kind of guy who plays on stream versus people he knows he can beat, calls out an innocent man for cheating, then refuses to play contractually obligated stream game versus them. That we will pick up in the members chat.
Yep, I feel like
I'll play the game.
Have a word about that.
I'll play the game, okay? I'll play the game. But someone's got to find Liam McAdoe first. I don't know where he's gone. Just saying, I don't know where he's gone. The Slob. Guy at recent GT playing AdMech purposefully Jesus Christ. Purposefully misremembering stratagems to give himself more movement, more shooting, using them out of phases where they shouldn't be usable, etc. Saying, I can't be bothered. Listen to this. Get in the bin.
What?
Get in the bin. I can't be bothered moving so many models, so we'll just assume they're there. then proceeds to move them as if they were there to begin with. Tried shooting twice with certain units, i.e. shoots with them first, shoots with the rest of their army, then tries to shoot again with the first unit, hoping you forgot. Fast rolling dice before they give the opponent time to respond with stratagems. Rules lawyering badly. Basically questioning everything the opponent does and assuming it doesn't work the way the opponent wants it to work. Arguing the top. This guy's awful. General wasting time on the clock, running the clock down through time. Get in the bin. You gotta.
Mate, like, what is he not doing in this case?
I need a bin emoji.
What is he not doing? Yeah,
I'm
worried.
Discord code Epic Flail, Adam L.
It's not that one. It's not that one either. I don't think I've got a soundboard for it. This is awful. This is a D. Get in the bin. Get in the bin.
Anyone who's a complete chore to play against is a D. Just rules on.
Adam says you're cheating Brandon out of his contractual entitlement of Discord. Right. We can file a case in the members' court after this. Okay, if people want to take this seriously.
Adam, copy and paste that comment. I got words about it when we get to the next section, next string.
This is a short and snappy one.
Yep.
The Alpha. I love this. Back in 5th, had someone at a tournament tell me, didn't need to tell me what's in the list. I like that.
What?
I like that. What's in the list, mate? None of your
Change
business.
it on the go.
You're going to find out, mate. What's in my list? You'll find out. Wow. I like this, Rob. I like this. I like the Alpha ones, just like, no, sorry, mate, I've rewritten my rules.
Yeah, just make it up as I go along.
I'm not cheating. I've just rewritten my rules. They're my rules. I'm playing with them. It's not cheating.
Do you think he said, there's nothing in the rules that tells me I have to tell you what's in my list?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. B tier for the Alpha.
Yes.
Go on, then. We've got 2 more boys. We do member stream. Maths class, LGS tournament. The guy brings in a wooden ruler that's broken near the beginning and repaired by gluing the kill team triangle, the 3-inch side down. His units are all over the place every game. I ask him to give me the ruler, measure it with my tape measure. It adds almost an inch by virtue of how it was glued. I bring it up to the TO. Also the owner of the store. He waves it off as an honest mistake. I insist on him using my measure till the end of the game and never play that store again.
So you can add an inch to your tape measure. I mean, most 40k players' movement phase is probably gain an inch or so anyway. Tanks around the corners, etc. But like to be so blatant about it,
that's great. That's great. It's just great cheating. I think it's superb cheating. That just like how can I cheat? Well, I can cheat by moving my things further than they're meant to go. But the tape measure kind of makes it obvious. I know. I'll make my own broken wooden ruler and build an extension onto it to get an extra inch. Mate, I think this is some A-level cheating. Yes. I think this is top
solid A.
Tim says, hi guys, late to stream. Welcome my friend. Paul, if you haven't checked the Discord, look at Jack's story in general chat. It's wild. If this involves me... Oh, here we go. Right, I'll read it out. Can I put it over here? Yeah, let me just make sure there's nothing... Wait. It's fine. Everyone can see that. Listening to this conversation on cheaters at the moment makes me want to share my one and only story of this kind of thing. You guys might get a chuckle out of it. I went to a Teams event in 9th, just outside of London at some random store. Was playing my GSC back then when they had the crossfire/exposed mechanic. It worked on getting behind the enemy to get bonuses, so deep strike was huge for GSC. My opponent was DG, Death Guard Terminus, Est player with 1 million Poxwalkers. He proceeded to place down something like 60 Poxwalkers, then explained he doesn't actually have the 200 or so in his list, but he'll place down 3 or 4 per squad and imagine the others are there in a bubble around them. I wasn't happy with that, obviously, but he powered on anyway. He went first, so I've got to sit through 2 of his turns before I could deep strike. By the time I could, the entire board was saturated with about 140 invisible Poxwalkers. No matter where I went to place stuff, it was conveniently screened. First time I ever called a TO who was a store manager and conveniently the guy's best mate, who proceeded to shrug it off and let him do it. The game naturally went to shit after that and the team winning the event. That's superb.
Do you know what, mate? I'm going to put these 4 models down and screen the board. That's I mean, honestly, I'm sorry to hear that happened to you. But like, Jack, mate, what a How? Do you know what? I think I might play with my Chaos Knights list, but not place any knights on the board. We'll just have to imagine these dice that I have.
That's superb, mate. That's absolutely excellent. Can I put this? Can I put this here? Can I drop this down? Sorry, mate. Got one there. Sorry, mate. Can't do anything about that. Oh, can I put this on it? Sorry, mate. Got a model there. It's fucking invisible models.
I don't need to look at a screening. I just assume that it's screened by these models you can't see.
That's class. Nice one, Jack, for sharing that, mate. That's brilliant. Tom, welcome, my friend. While the stream hasn't been demonetized yet, yeah, there will be adverts for a really short period, and then normally they go back through, and YouTube gives me a content warning and takes the monetization down, which has happened, I think, for the past 5 videos in a row. This one we did talk about someone going to prison for quite a serious crime, so we're probably looking at about 3 hours of monetization, which will be about 9p.
I mean, we never said anything particular about that one.
No.
So,
oh, I just did a white screen of Doom. I just got to it. There we go. Oh, have I done this one? Yeah, there we go. Zimbo Joe's gifted a membership. What a G! Thanks,
congratulations, DKM2. Welcome to the channel.
Welcome to the channel. I love the idea of people getting just being like, "What is this?" and then watching the content, being like, "Who are these characters? What is going on?"
It's an enlightening moment.
What's our favourite, my friend? I actually think Jack's come in there with a very, 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 very strong late entry.
I mean, I was going to go with the Tyra Noob because which is the one with the Grey Knights, because that was just funny. The editor.
Oh, the editor. Yeah.
I think Jack has won it because I just want to play with 60 Poxwalkers.
That's pretty powerful, isn't it?
I can't explain how fun screening's going to be when I don't actually have to screen.
I
come back in your deployment.
Jax is excellent. I also like this. I also like I'm just going to stick terrain on my base.
Yeah.
They're always going to be in cover. The rules don't say you can't do it. I love the confidence of play. Like the psychology of the individual to approach the world like that. They're a dangerous person. And if there's any of those at your club, stay away. But it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny how that's the mindset of like, rules don't say it, mate. Looks like I've always got cover. And the 40k terrain rules are so rubbish anyway that, like, do you know what? I mean, you basically do always have cover, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
You pretty much always have cover. So it's one of them where you're like, do you know what, mate? Fine.
I want a whole load of orcs now with like build your own wall, taking them with you. Come on, Luke, make me a commando unit that's in him, just a wall.
Yeah. Come on, Luke, make it happen. Bit of fun, that, Rob. I love cheating stories. They are right up my street. They're my favourite. Rob and I are going to do a members show. We're going to watch that James Workshop video and share some thoughts and reflections on James Workshop and how GW are marketing themselves and the Warcom website. And we're just going to have a general natter about what we're up to, how's it going at the club, what we're playing, where we're at. Just mess around with you guys, play some daft tunes in the members only section. So join us for that. I've already put the link on the stream, but I'll fire it in the Discord, and then me and Rob will just jump straight over. It'll be a matter of seconds, my friends. You won't be waiting very long at all. If you've enjoyed the video, and all of you that are watching live, all 42 of you, please click the like button. If you enjoyed the content in the show, please click it. It helps a lot with the algorithm. And thanks for being members, those of you that have joined us live to take part in the chat. Consider being a member by clicking the link in the description below. Members, could someone please help Crack Attacker with this Discord? Rob, you just have to go in your YouTube account and you automatically get access to the Discord as you remember. Is that right, Rob?
I think so. I can send him an invite link.
Crack Attacker, join the member stream now, my friend. You'll see it on the link. People shouting, oh, you want to play Dark? There's a Dark Side crew going off. I should update Dark Side. Let's play some Dark Side. Right, see you over on the member stream. Appreciate you all. You're all ace. Thanks for making this channel fun, and chat to you all on the Discord, and see those of you that are members on the member stream in 15 seconds.